I'm here with Glenn Morton, and Glenn, I understand that you have an alternative to Obamacare. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I'm an insurance broker by trade. I own an insurance brokerage firm. And when Obamacare passed, I started my business based on the idea of bringing the benefits of Obamacare to my clients. I thought it would give me a competitive advantage. What happened is I actually read the whole law and I tried to put it in place in the marketplace.
You mean you mean it wasn't a question of waiting for it to pass to find out what's in it? So you went out and found out what's in it after it passed, and what did you find?
What I found was it increased cost, it increases coverage, and it penalizes people for not buying something. Not only just individuals, but small businesses and large businesses. And whenever you have a product like insurance, where the only commodity in insurance is money, whenever you have a product where money is the commodity, and then you add more potential to it in terms of mandates or extra benefits, there's an extra cost associated with that. There's no way around that. So what Obamacare does is it increases the cost of insurance forever because it adds on these additional mandates. And then the penalty that it enforces is indexed to inflation. So that penalty that individuals pay is going to go up forever. And it penalizes small businesses also, not business owners, but people who work for small businesses, because they make too much money for Medicaid, generally speaking, so they would be subject to the penalty as well. So when I realized the law contained all of this, I set about finding a better solution. And I found that solution, and I put it in this book.
And that book is called Passing Obamacare.
Yes, it is.
And when did you write it?
I finished it about a month ago. It took me about 3 months of research to find the solution, and I found the solution in HIPAA privacy.
Now tell me a little bit about HIPAA. How is the solution HIPAA?
Well, HIPAA is federally mandated health insurance. So, you know, a lot of people may not know this, but there is already federally mandated health insurance. The trick is, it is something that
Don't worry, that's not in the way.
Okay. It's something where you have to exhaust your state mandated benefits first, either through COBRA, or if you work for an employer that's too small for COBRA, you're eligible for HIPAA. Well, HIPAA currently requires that any health insurance offered be the 2 highest premium plans in terms of volume that an insurer offers and have an 85% actuarial value, which means that for every dollar of medical cost, the plan on average covers 85%. So if you just change that part of the HIPAA mandate so that instead of being the 2 most expensive plans, those plans approximate Medicare Part A, which covers inpatient hospitalization, the charge for that type of plan would be around $100 a month, which would be affordable to the portion of the uninsured who are not eligible for federal programs like Medicare or Medicaid.
So the idea is to target the people who actually need this type of coverage rather than a general mandate for everybody.
Well, and not just those people, because, I mean, look, the uninsured are only a problem in the hospital. If you don't have insurance and you go to the doctor's office or you go to the pharmacy, I mean, they're just not going to see you. So that's not a cost driver in terms of the cost of premium. But right now, the person whose risk is being protected and the people who are deciding how to protect that risk are 2 different people. The employer does not have the ability to select health insurance specific to each employee he has. So he has to necessarily purchase a blanket policy that covers all of his employees. The state cannot mandate coverage for each individual situation. So they have to mandate coverage for every single person in their state. And the problem with that is that it forces insurance companies to rate their products based on the claims experience of the entire community, not just one person. So you and I, as individuals, could not purchase a product that specifically covers our risk. We have to purchase products that cover everything that could medically happen to a human being, physically and mentally. So right now, I pay for mammograms and I pay for maternity coverage, even though obviously I'm not at risk for having a child. My wife has to pay for obesity coverage, and I mean, you know, she's not obese. And The idea that you have to purchase risk protection for a risk that you do not have, or pay a penalty in taxes and have that penalty escalate forever, means that the people, our children who are born now, and their children are going to have higher and higher penalties based on inflation in perpetuity. And that is not the way to reduce premiums from what we are paying now. Right now, we are paying 17.2% on average of our income for health insurance to protect against risk we do not have.
Now, if people want more information about your book, where can they find this book, Passing Obamacare?
They can find this book. They can go to www.passingobamacare.com. Every way that you can purchase the book is right at the top of that website.
Is it available at Amazon and so forth?
It's available at Amazon. It's available as a Nook. It's available as a Kindle. It's available on CreateSpace. And as we're talking right now, I'm going to make it available as many places as I can. If you do not read this book, and you do not want a better solution than the government to be able to take money from you, then don't bother. But if you're like me and you have children and you don't want your children to pay thousands of dollars per person in their family for not buying something that they don't need, read this book. Arm yourselves before it's too late.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the new book.